Yeah, I think I'm online. Maybe I should zoom out a little bit and just have a little intro. Am I here? Am I here? Yes. So, anyway, today I'm just gonna work on the tree. I've been working like crazy with this. It's very difficult because that's what the title is. The laws of nature. I was actually thought I was started to finish this, then I realized that everything was wrong in the tree, and I just needed to paint the whole thing again. The reason why is because I have to restart it and do it properly and follow the laws of nature. Every tree is growing in a certain pattern. It's like veins, it's like riverbeds, it's like everything in nature is uh, growing in a certain way, and um, and that is what I have to try to replicate into that tree. Now it's just a small thing, so you shouldn't think it was so important, but it kind of becomes important to me. And that's what I'm going to do. I don't know if there is any sound. I want to check that out if there is any sound. So how do I do that? Well, I just go to another. I have to go to another channel of mine and see if there is any sound. Here, there is. And sound, please. There is. Yeah. Sound. If there is sound, then we know there is sound. If you like to ask questions or just hang out, if you like to ask some painting questions or something like that, you are very welcome to do that. I will zoom in a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. I think it's more rational than anything else. Here it is. And that's what I'm going to do tonight for a few hours. Let me see, just send a message. Oh, she's gone to sleep right away. All right, with that now. So, yeah, as I said, it's very difficult to do this. It's so funny to do like this. If I was watching, remember to give a thumbs up. It's so important for the algorithm. It's really important for the algorithm to tell the algorithm that you like what I do. So do that. Okay. Then I don't know why it is so yellow. It's quite nice actually. It's not so bad. I will check over and see if somebody have asked the question. And if you do, I will answer to the best of my abilities. I'm also making a full process video of this thing. And at this point, it has become my never-ending story painting. It's one of those. And it's to start out, it's going to be quite quick. Take that much time, and suddenly you're listening to this deep thing. So yeah. Maybe I should have some glasses also. That would have been a good thing. Ho, ho, ho. Good evening. 6 people watching. Remember the thumbs up. So important. Can you actually see me here? Yeah. You're not going to see me today. There's not much to look at anyway. So I'm just going to do some painting here. And what I do when I paint here is I also talk about this in the main video. I just have to see how these different branches just keeps. I had done so many mistakes, and it is so important to try your best to get the nature part correct. As I said in the beginning, every tree grows in the same laws. So it goes all the way up here. There's and oh, I have seen some paintings of trees that is really impressive because they have managed to actually paint the laws of nature. The way I figured out to do it was to first I paint a branch and then I basically just work around it. In between. And I can actually, as long as I get it right, I can start to enhance the colors in between later. So yeah. Okay. So you see, first focus on the main branches. Try to get them right. And then start adding in more of the others later. So, yeah. Wish I could have put on some low piano music. If you listen to piano music and do stuff like this, it's a really beautiful experience because every brush stroke becomes that little note, that little touch, which makes it a little bit more natural every time you kind of touch it. So yeah. Okay. Task manager. No. Okay, this. Okay, out here. Okay. Chat. It's called chat. Okay, it's 4 people in here now. Hello, 4 people. Feel free to chat and ask where's the ness, I think it is. So, yeah. 100%. Yay. See now, I'm gonna have to work very slowly here. And yeah. Okay. See now. So much happening at once. There's also one. I can see that I tend to I see this that I do the same thing with branches that people in general do with faces. I if I sketch too fast, I everything just becomes symbols. And that's what I learned from this one. I'm never going to do this mistake again. If I paint something with trees, I will do the main things first and then add in more and more details for the main tree, the main things, because I just started out with a chaos. I just, oh yeah, just do the shape and then I fill in, but it's not that easy. So yeah. If you're new here, please give a thumbs up. Oh, maybe you should ask ChatGPT how to paint branches. Hmm. So many mistakes I've done here. It's just annoying. It's like painting every here. Mhm. Mhm. Hello, hello. Couple of new people in here. Say hi. Tell me where you're from, if you like, in comments. And ask questions if you like. What I'm doing, maybe I should zoom out a little bit. So, just tiny bit. Zoom in more later. Like this. Maybe a little bit like this. Yeah. This is a task. So just turn on the table like this. I wish you could have a sound. If somebody added in a comment or something, I could just add a sound. What I also have to do, I have to get it right, or relatively right, as right as I can, and then I have to dissolve it after that. A tree basically grows in the butterfly effects, or the Brandelbrock, the chaos, the rules of chaos in the universe, in physics, have cause and effect in chaos, and that is why you will never get the same result. Also, if you add in, which I think is basically fact, that we live in an infinite universe or multiverse. Every single quantum, every single subatomic particle will have infinite possibilities to move. So nothing will really happen twice in infinity. People think, oh, since you have infinity, you will have everything will happen again someday. But no. If you had an infinite locked universe with a certain amount of stuff, of course, if you recycle the same elements of physics over and over again in a locked system, you will of course get things happening over and over again. It will take a very long time, but it will happen. But since we probably have an infinite multiverse, I think nothing will ever happen exactly the same twice, because every single atom, every single subatomic particle has infinite possibilities. And so, yeah, we are on one time off, but it will look the same. And that's with the trees. They will almost have the same, kind of the same way they grow. Of course, this one has, where I come from in Karmøy, this motif is from Karmøy. It's actually from Avaldsnes church, or beside a very famous church with where the Viking king Fairhair used to live, and it's always very windy, so this tree is bent as a result of wind, so it leans kind of this way. That's why you see less branches here and more branches on this side. Actually, a tree I painted in the garden at my home Iceland, Karmøy, has started to get the same features because of all the wind blowing basically that direction. It's quite funny to know actually how these things happens, but also that despite every tree being a little bit different, they do grow in the same patterns. You will always get this partition of the branches. They go so far, then they branch out, and so far and branch out again, and this goes on again and again and again. I don't even think that you could change this with radiation or anything like that. It will always, because it's kind of the way it has to grow. Yeah. It's actually the pressure from outside and the structure which is embedded that demands it. Okay, just saying this a lot of times now. Hi, number 6. Say hi. If anybody sees this video after the fact or right now, I have some trouble with the algorithm. So if you could go and leave a comment on all my videos and give a thumbs up, and it will be really, really helpful. That was also just silly. See that it's not correct. It's like it's just not correct. Yeah. Okay. Ah. Ah. So my plan with this tree is just to first try to get in the main things and then go in between and just correct them so that I get closer and closer. And yeah, it's going to be a grueling process. And this one is really difficult. Just look at this. How do you paint this correctly? It's so difficult. Hours, man. Anyway. You see here. You know, I usually use this. I see some people use a kind of wooden staff or something, but I just use my finger and it makes a mess here. So I try to work this when I start to reach the end. I'm trying to work from this side and that way, so I don't mess it up while I go this way. But for now, it doesn't really matter because I have this almost an effing tree to do, and the woman who was actually sold, and I thought it should be a easy fix, but I was wrong. Mhm. Oof. So many things. One could wonder why would one bother with all this? Why? Just a small painting. Kind of insignificant in a way. To how did I do that? It's just crazy. You know? It's coming this one. And in here. When I was in jail for a while, I got a job in there doing 5,000 pieces of wooden fence, like 1 meter high. 5,000. I had to paint them 5 times. Or was it four or 5 times? And people couldn't understand how I could have the patience to do that. I just drank coffee, listened to the radio, painted these sticks. 2 months, 1.5 months, I think I used, because they also had to dry and stuff. So, and people couldn't understand how I could actually have the patience to do stuff like that. But that is how it is to be an artist. You know, you are able to um, to hyper focus and relax with this kind of work. So yeah. Just have to find your flow, I guess. It's just sad to think about all the things we are wasting time on. Uh, People are kind of doing games where they build things and stuff, and it's not real. It's not even here. So give it a thumbs up, please. It's very important. Super important. So please do that if you can. If you can. Yeah. So there. Okay. There are probably people in and out here all the time. And at least remember that thumbs up. And yeah. See now. Okay. It's starting to branch out better, I think. More, yeah. I need some pencils who are even more tiny than this. Maybe I should just cycle down to the city tomorrow and buy some thinner. Shit. Just have to take it a little piece at a time. There. At least if I can make it to I know this isn't that impressive to watch when I do this work here. So people kind of like to be impressed when I do this stuff. But it's very giving for me. You know. When I look at one of my favorite artists, Philip Weber artist, the hyper realist, I can see when he just takes his brush and just paint one hair. I think, wow, that is just amazing. My girlfriend is actually better at hyper focus than me. She might have a little bit of this Asperger's thing and also some sort of ADHD, but not the type I have, which is extremely extrovert, outgoing, total chaos all the time. There wasn't many comments today. Nobody's tuning into my stream. Well, I guess. Should stream more often, like maybe an hour a day or something. Maybe I'll get some more. At least 3 times a week. Maybe we should start doing that. Plan it better. I'm not good at planning stuff, that's the problem. And if I say I'm gonna do something, I would be oh no, it's actually starting to I'm doing something here. And it goes higher up actually. Way up here. It also goes out here. See now, this one is crucial. To get these right, where one branch just goes out from the other branch. Yeah. Deeper here now. Just gonna bang on. How long have we got? Oh, 31 minutes. It's not much. Okay, here. There's like this. Here. Anyway. It goes all the way up here somewhere. And this one goes way. This one is further out. You see, sometimes it can be a good thing to have a mirror. And you take a mirror and you take it kind of like this. And you look at the painting. And yeah, that's actually very helpful. I think I'm a little bit on the right track. I think it's going to be a little bit higher also. And it goes out there. I do, however, think that I have painted the tree a little bit further this way. Maybe it should have been a little bit more on this side, but you know, that's the things I can't change that. I'm not gonna change that now. Period. No way. No, Jose. So. Do you want me to go closer? Somebody want to tell me? If you pop in here and you have the possibility to give it a thumbs up, it would be really great for the algorithm. Yeah, that's really good. I'm gonna make the paint very thick in between here. So kind of, I hate that icon. So when I'm done, the tree is basically being sucked in because the tree is not going to have any texture, but everything around it is going to be thick, like thick colors, so that it strengthens the lights. That is how you do that in classical painting. Just pouring light by painting thick and thin, so you get this shablon or relief type of thing. Maybe I should focus a little bit closer. Yeah, I can do that actually. Yeah. So say if you're new here, please ask questions or give a thumbs up or both. It's so important. Hey. I use as you can see, I'm using a very impressionist palette. Impression. Okay. So. I really enjoy this. Hello, Mr. Seven. Please give a thumbs up and feel free to ask questions if you like. Ask me anything really. Not sure I'm gonna answer everything, but try me. Try me, try me, try me. See what I'm doing? Should I focus even closer? Well, people told me I would. Huh. Yeah, that's this goes up there. But as I said, I should focus first on the main branches. Try to get that right first and move on. Now, of course, you don't want it to be just totally black. So after I kind of get in the main drawing the main features, I will start going over it because here it's quite reddish actually. So I just go over it with reddish because the light from behind kind of crosses over into it and makes it more translucent. It's just crazy. Why did I start this? I'm suffering. Mm. You think about it, hours and hours on end. Okay, I need to focus better. Way better. So here. There. Yes. Now, how I work it is first I just line it up a little bit, and then I try to make the branches thinner by using the background. So, yeah. Mhm. Yeah. You see there? Kind of see it kind of flows even more that way. Yeah. So what happens is it goes kind of out here. Whoosh, the wind. This one is difficult. This one here is very difficult. You have to see how far it is up. And it has to be in line to this one. Maybe it has to be the right angle. Because as I say, if you get the math wrong or the physics wrong, you can see it. You can see that trees do not grow this way. It can't be that way. And then you know. That is why I think when Bob Ross is painting these trees, it's just so horrific because it's just symbols. But in some way, he's kind of just repeating some shapes, and there too, the math of the universe actually helps him some because if you simplify enough, it can look not right, but at least you believe in the symbol. We have symbols for trees, we have symbols for faces, we have symbols for everything in our brains. Everything we ever seen, we have symbols for. Especially faces. That is why it's so hard in the beginning to paint faces, because you have to you have to move away from the symbols and see how it actually is. That is why, yeah, I did that too. I have the video on my YouTube where I show all my old artworks, and also the video about talent. Uh, and I did all these symbol things in the beginning. And when you're not that conscious of it, you think it's good. That's what I say. I can see how I lacked real consciousness uh, in the way I used symbols. And if you're using a lot of symbols for eyes, for faces, for everything, and you're pleased with it, it really tells a story about how consciously you actually see things. So, um, not so many popping in and saying hi today. Has been better, but I guess that's how it is. Uh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, I've been doing this for an hour now since there's not much traffic, and I just cut this at the hour mark in about 12, 13 minutes. I also feel that I need to focus more deeply on it. Also gonna film process video of this. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Goes here. Mm-hmm. This one is quite cool. Goes up here. This one goes all the way up here. Goes out like this now. Of course, I'm going to put things in between here and shape everything over and over. There's going to be a tapestry of brushwork in that area. So, I just want to show what I'm working on right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe I should go a little bit closer, even Stephen. Wait. So difficult to find exactly the right point. So there, maybe that's better. Say hi. Okay. There's so much happening inside there. This is impressionism and steroids. Interesting. Mm-hmm. down like this actually. Ah, shit. Yeah, that was actually quite cool. Yeah, it has to be like all the way out here. What I need to do is think that because I kept it, kind of kept it, uh, but I need to forget that I need to accept that I put it a little bit more to um, this side. It's like this one here. So let's see, I put it a little bit too far this way, I think. So, anyway, I just have to live with it, I guess. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay, 7 minutes left. If somebody want to ask me a question, 6 minutes left. So please do. Uh, give the video a thumbs up if you can. It's really important. And yeah. I think it's becoming more like a tree now. It's not there. I need to tweak it back and forth and back and forth a few thousand times before it falls into place. But you shouldn't give up. I see this now as a challenge, and yeah, I was actually hoping I would be able to finish this for the woman who bought it now this weekend, but you can just forget about it because this is the kind of work that demand your full attention. You can't just rush it, and I know she's not going to understand. And she also bought another painting that is finished. That was just an apple, so it's easier to do. I thought this was going to be easy peasy, but as you probably have understood by now, it is a hard nut to crack. And I am more willing to give her her money back and finish this in a proper way, because I get way more for it on an exhibition and what she paid for it anyway. So, and of course for me, this painting becomes more and more, it loses, the more hours I put in, the less value it has for me, and the more value it has for her. And not just that, it has more value, also higher quality is higher value in my view. So if she starts whining about it's not being finished, I should just pay her back the money and do it, give it what it deserves. But I think it's very stupid. Like I had one customer, I painted a portrait of him and his son and a dog. And when I was done, because he wanted to have it for his birthday party. He's a very rich person. And I finished it. But I also told him that when he had this party and if he could send it back to me, because I want to do some touch-up work on it. And he got angry at me, saying, no, it's good enough and blah, blah, blah. It's like, as a customer, you're actually robbing yourself from better painting. And it's so silly. And it doesn't really matter when you get it, because you didn't have it, you didn't used to have it. It's like a relationship. Two people meet, and both of them have never had each other. And they have been free, they have been doing their own thing. And suddenly, one of the parties, or both of them, wants all the attention, all the time from this other person. Usually it goes more one way. It's never really balanced out. And then they suffocate it and destroy it. And they go back to not having it at all because they couldn't get enough confirmation or enough of it. I think it's kind of the same thing here. If you can get a better quality painting with having some, just say, ice in your stomach, you will get more for your money and you lose nothing. Okay. Yeah, that was like 1 hour. Should do for tonight, I think, because there's no one logging on anyway. 7 people in here now. It's not much, so nobody's asking questions. I've been babbling away for an hour now, and it's really also hard for me to really get into the deep of it. When I do that, now I see that the stem here is probably a little bit too thick. So to do something about that. I'm also going to zoom out a little bit like this and say hi. Okay, I'm here. There I am. Like this. Okay. Now, for the one few who has been watching, thank you for hanging out. And I'm going to show you the painting a little bit before I close down. And then I will upload the video to YouTube so you can see it after the fact. Now, if you see it after the fact, please give a thumbs up, leave a comment, tell me what you think. If you enjoy my work and you want to learn from me, you can go to my Patreon and sign up for one of the tiers there, and I will help you learn how to paint. And if you just want to support me, you can do that by next time you see a live, you can give it a super chat. And you can also buy me coffee. And there is a thank you button too. So that's the way you can support me. The one of the better ways you can support me is the thumbs up. Watch the video or let it play, and ask questions. Okay, with this, I beg you a fine farewell, and I hope to see you in my next stream. Try to plan it better so I can get more people in here. Okay, bye-bye. I was wreck. I pressed the wrong button. Anyway, I have to close it down here, I guess. There I am. How do I close down the stream? Do you know that? Offset. Okay, that's how. There. It's there. There it is. Bye-bye. Stop.